everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play Axel, the gnome fighter, and I'm a master of the shield and a master with Trident.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Blood Gorson, Path of the World Tree Barbarian.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see all of you gorgeous people once again. We are back. We are playing Curse of Strahd, the premier horror D&D campaign. And boy, do we have big episode tonight. We ended on a pretty intense cliffhanger last session, so we'll be jumping straight back into that. If you can hear the sounds of two feral dogs growling behind me, it is because the dogs are having a bit of a fun wrestle behind me. There's not much I can do about it. We're just going to have to power through as they have a lot of fun. Like I can't stop them. Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
It suits where we currently are.
I guess it does a little bit. Yeah, it does.
Thematic.
Yeah, that's a good
Thematic
point.
Background noises.
In that case, then I intentionally set this up, and it's all to help bridge the ambience and increase your immersion in this moment. Speaking of immersion, why is there no music playing? Let me get some music in the background. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and massive thank you to those of you who joined us on Twitch live this morning. We did a big old stream of Baldur's Gate 3. I was joined by some lovely members from the community. We had Foxtrot, Tricking, and Crimson Goose all jumping in, joining me as bards as we played through Baldur's Gate 3 as a troupe of traveling minstrels. Originally, we sort of were going with Bard to the Bone, but we quickly changed our name to Dangerous Company after an offhand comment from Shadowheart. And that is now our journey. I have the episodes edited. I'll be putting them up, probably uploading them tonight onto YouTube. For those of you who are watching on YouTube and might have missed the episode, or those of you watching on Twitch missed the episode, they'll be up on YouTube tonight. I'll try and get them to come out because I've got a Wandering Village episode coming out tomorrow, so probably in a day or two they'll be coming out. But for those of you who are watching on YouTube, it'll be coming out. It'll be out. You'll have already watched it. It'll already be out. So I hope you really enjoy it. We had a lot of fun. It was absolutely insane. It was loads and loads of fun. I do recommend an all bard party for Baldur's Gate 3. It was excellent. It's really, really good. That's how it should be. And a really good call out to one of my favorite homebrew D&D adventures that I've written. And this is way back. A 3-shot called Bard to the Bone, which is an all bard, 1-shot, 3-shot campaign. It was loads of fun to run. So I should do that again sometime. Get a whole bunch of you guys together to do. Maybe when we finish Curse of Strahd as like a little interim. Or if we're ever a couple of players down and we want to do like a little quick 3-shot, we could do Bard to the Bone. That could be really fun. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll let you know about that.
I've still never played a bard before, so I'd be down for that. That'd be fun.
It's so funny. Bard's one of my go-tos. I love the Bard. It's such a fun class. There's so much fun.
I've played it more than anything else.
Yeah.
The old bards.
Oh wow, it's like the one class I haven't played yet. I played all the other ones.
Because you can kind of be a bard and do lots of other stuff. Like bards can kind of dip their toes into other class stuff a little bit. Like you can do a fighter bard with swords bard. It also feels a bit of the rogue bard stuff. And the bardic inspiration and being the face is so useful in a lot of D&D campaigns. It's a lot of fun. I'm a sucker for lore bard. I feel like lore bard is one of the best subclass combinations out there because the proficiencies that you get, cutting words where you can basically like say, oh, an enemy hits, nah. Take a d6 off that. Not today, sunshine. It's pretty incredible. I love that. It's so much fun. So yeah, we had a lot of fun, and none of us died, which is a pretty incredible feat. So yeah, make sure you go and check that out. It was loads and loads of fun. We will actually be back streaming again tomorrow morning at around 9 a.m. ish Australian Eastern Standard Time, and possibly on Wednesday too, if everyone's free. So stay tuned. Hopefully we can have some fun with that. And I think the new update, patch 8, is going to add a whole bunch of extra subclasses. So we might even be able to, if that drops in time, we'll be able to have a bit more fun with that as well and see the new stuff in Baldur's Gate 3. I think that's the only crazy fun announcement I have to share before we start. Any fun announcements to share from anyone else before we go live?
Nil Maisie Peters update in the last week.
What a shocker! I'll have to chew that for a while, like a cow chews cud. But I'll manage to get through.
Makes me think things are brewing though. Makes me think things are brewing. They're on their way. Big things coming.
Okay, is that based on a feeling?
Yeah, general vibes.
General vibes. Okay, fair enough. That's all you need, really. I mean, there's a country right now basically running on that principle, so yeah, I guess. Sure, apparently it works.
That implies there's some level of thought.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not so sure about that one. Awesome sauce. Well, let's jump in. I'll do a recap, get us in. Obviously, bit of a cliffhanger that we ended on last session, so without any further ado, let's jump straight back in. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, Killian, and new allies Blood and Axel. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have travelled through Vallaki, preparing to hunt down the werewolves of the nearby Svarlich Woods as part of a deal struck with Strahd. After tangling with several aquatic humanoid creatures and a monstrous anglerfish while crossing the lake, the team dragged one of the desiccated corpses that had been contained within the angler's lure aboard. Suddenly, corpse began to animate, dark purple light that Styx had observed in the other undead, glowing in its empty eye sockets. Realizing they were talking with Sergei, Strahd's younger brother, the team initially tried to play their cards close to their chest, but both Styx and Killian soon found themselves goaded into action by Sergei's words. Beheading the corpse after Sergei took control of Killian briefly as punishment for insulting him, Styx burned away the undead. However, as the force retreated, Sergei warned the party that they would soon face dire consequences for their actions. Arriving at the northern shore, the team prepared to head into the woodlands beyond, hoping to locate the werewolves in time to rescue the stolen children. Making their way through the dense woodland, following the map markings by Madame Ava, the group soon found themselves emerging into a clearing, a woman sobbing over an eviscerated corpse before them. Approaching the distraught figure, the team soon learned her name was Zuleika, and the corpse in front of her was her mate Emil, who had been murdered by the current pack leader of the werewolves, Kiril. It soon emerged that there had been a power struggle within the pack, resulting in the werewolves now under Kiril, who was working for Sergei, taking children to create an army of werewolves. Forging an uneasy alliance with Zuleika, the team followed her to the den, planning to infiltrate and take out Kiril and his loyalists to allow Zuleika to then claim leadership. While their new werewolf ally drew the outer guards away from the cave mouth, the team attempted to sneak inside. However, a moment of poor luck revealed them to the two remaining sentries. With the lookouts now alerted to the presence of the team, the party were forced into combat, a series of rapid shots from Tithla locking the scouts down and allowing the rest of the team to deal some heavy damage. The sounds of battle, though, quickly echoed through the cave network, drawing a pack of wolves led by a much older werewolf to the mouth of the cavern, the group running past Killian still hiding and invisible. With the wolves initially cautious about attacking, an intimidating shout from Blood giving them pause, soon they turned their attention to the other party members, biting and dragging them to the ground. The party fought back, the wolves falling to brutal attacks, with particularly accurate arrows firing from Tithla's bow. The older werewolf guiding them began to grow frenzied, calling out in anguish about his pups being killed. His cries were soon silenced though, along with almost all of the remaining wolves, Blood, Axel and Killian rushing ahead to try and prevent any further ambushes from deeper in the cave. Styx at this stage was a bit suspicious of the situation and used a command spell to order the last wolf to revert, the wolf suddenly twisting and warping into the form of a young child. This revelation left Tithla, Jonor and Styx stunned, looking down at the feral child in horror as they realized the awful truth behind the wolves. But time is still of the essence. Blood, Axel and Killian are facing off against more werewolves deeper in the den, and Jonor has just bent his mind into Tithla's, trying to find what ails her. And that is where we left off last session. We're going to jump straight back in with Jonor and Tithla to start with. Jonor, as you concentrate, you find yourself... Yeah, Tithla sits there muttering to herself, stunned, seemingly unresponsive, her mind having shut down. You reach out with Detect Thoughts, hear that same voice muttering over and over again, save the kids, save the kids, kill the kids, save the kids. And as you delve deeper, pushing into her psyche, you find your mind in free fall. Tithla's thoughts are a vortex, a whirlpool. That single phrase repeated over the top is hiding a maelstrom below. Guilt, shame, fear, anger, betrayal, all swirl around her mind. Words spinning around you, visually almost as if you are trapped within the midst of a cyclone. Instead of wind, you can hear Tithla's voice spiraling around you, her emotions pushing and pulling, changing the swirl of these thoughts from moment to moment. As you feel your mind buffeted by this overwhelming sense of, well, I guess overwhelming sense of multiple emotions, you have to steady yourself to try and survive the onslaught. Jonor, could I please get a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
That's a 22.
22. Jonor, what kind of tactic would you use to keep your mind focused in this moment? Would Jonor maybe revert back to what you know and what you've studied? You go, okay, Tithla's having a breakdown. This is what I've read on this. And you sort of go very clinical. Would you maybe like recite something over and over to kind of hold your attention in one spot? What would Jonor's kind of like method be to deal with this?
Definitely clinical. So the intent is, all right, there's like a patient here, and I've read that if you break their thought cycle, that's therapy, right? You know, get the words out, and, you know, words are curative. And him trying to keep in mind that where he is isn't real.
Yeah.
He's in someone else's mind at the moment. So just trying to be rational about it is his method. So this currently isn't real for me, it's real for her.
Yeah. I'm going to say with a 22 as well on the wisdom save, Jonor, maybe you've even been to see a psychologist before. I mean, there might have been a point in your studies where the stress was getting a bit overwhelming. You went and saw one of the psychologists at the Unseen University in Oxenfurt, had a bit of a chance to talk to them about stress systems, how to work with them, and sure enough, like, it was helpful and you come away with some strategies in place. I mean, it makes sense that the university would kind of have a few people on staff to maybe help with that. So I'm going to rule that.
Yeah.
Maybe that makes sense that you've had that kind of exposure, you've had that experience before, shall we say. As you focus on this sense of calm, as you go very clinical, pulling emotions away, instead focusing on what you know, the objective truth of the situation. Is there anything you kind of say? Is there anything you do to try and pull Tithla out of this? What's your kind of method at this point?
Words of reassurance. So she deep down is a kind person, and I'm going to reassure her that. So, Tithla, you are a good person. You always try to do the right thing. When there's conflict, you always help others. And I just sort of repeat messages like that, trying to probe at her like deep compassion.
Tried to save the kids. Killed the kids. Tried to save the kids. Killed the kids.
You're saving them. You're doing your best. You're doing what you can. Tithla, you're a good person.
Was a good person. Killed the kids.
Protects your party, cares for them, wants to be with them.
Tithla, from your perspective, at first Jonor's words you can't even hear them. It's a single voice calling out softly in this maelstrom around you of your own thoughts, like shouting at you from every corner. And then you begin to feel this presence within your mind, presence that is not your own. And you begin to hear Jonor's voice cutting through the maelstrom. You rolled a 28 for your spell attack, Jonor, so you are able to get through. And your wisdom save's 22, so you're doing very good. As your words begin to cut through, as the detect thoughts, as the magic begins to power through, it's almost like your thoughts begin to override Tithla's in this moment. as you project your own thoughts over the top of her own. Tithla, as you hear Jonor's words, as you feel his presence, you begin to find the stun effect that you're under, that madness, beginning to recede in this moment. You're not cured, you're not okay, but the effects of the stun condition are now removed in this moment as Jonor pushes through, getting through to you in this moment as you feel his words calling out to you.
Yeah. Why did I do it? I don't know why I did it. I didn't know I was doing it. Oh, what am I gonna do?
You're doing the right things for the party. You're on the right quest. Each time you say something, I like try to finish it off and spin it to be a positive
Nice.
sort of meaning.
Oh, yeah, Jonor's definitely been to therapy at Oxenford then, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Jonor's dealt with negative self-talk. He's ready to go. Jonor's like, I've been through this, man. There was that one exam when I was going through like history of Nostea. Fuck.
I only got a 98 on that.
Yeah, exactly. That was a moment of like reflection and introspection for Jonor.
Tithla, you can see the way out. You can hear my voice. Can you call out to Jonor? You can hear him here.
I think in this space, like Tithla's voice had been like omnipresent, just all around you. And as you keep trying to redirect her, you turn and as you're saying that, to look for her, and she just stands up, appearing in front of you. Okay, we can go back. I need to see what I did.
That's very brave. I drop down onto one knee in front. You're very brave. It's difficult for me too. I appreciate you doing this for me too.
Okay, well, we need to save our friends, and then we can deal with it after that, I guess.
I will need your help after this. I'm not dealing with it at the moment. We'll get through the cave, and then we'll need a talk.
We were here to save the kids.
And there may be more. We can still do that.
We're gonna make him pay. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, I'll let you sit on that. Is that the Tithla I know?
The Tithla's not here anymore. Let's go.
You might have an ally with Styx here.
Styx.
All right, we'll go.
From your perspective, you watch as Jonor kneels down in front of Tithla, places his hands on either side of her head. They go quiet for a moment, and then exactly 6 seconds later, you watch as Jonor removes his hands, kind of blinks a few seconds, and you watch as Tithla stops muttering, lets out this very deep sigh. You're not quite sure what the emotion is. Emotions are still kind of new to you. But as Tithla stands up and looks at you, you recognize that look in her eyes. Steel resolve. This is someone who has committed themselves to a course of action that you very much can relate to in this moment. You see the telltale signs of someone ready to commit great acts of violence in the name of revenge.
Good. That's scary. Sounded just like right. Bloody Jack. Good, very good.
Yes, Tithla, good. Now kill him.
She's back. It is good.
What's going on with the kid that transformed?
Yeah, so this is all like, so I'm sort of keeping this in like a pseudo initiative at this stage, because we have to be an initiative for Blood Axel and Killian, who are like currently dying to the werewolves up in the northern part of the cave.
How did that happen?
Dying? Thriving.
Unaliving, as YouTube would like us to say.
As the kids are saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I found out that legitimately does have an impact on videos performance now. The use of certain words. Like, fuck you, YouTube. Go fuck yourself. Absolutely fuck yourself. Absolutely fuck yourself, YouTube.
I am letting sentences, and that sentence does not help.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I am letting the hate flow through me.
Let the hate flow through you.
I am letting it flow through me.
Now release your
Fuck
anger.
you, YouTube, die.
I didn't say that exactly, but close enough. Yeah, it's alright. AI will probably be like corporatized by Wizards of the Coast and they'll just replace us all with AI in a few years or so. Who knows?
That's the dream.
That's the dream, right?
There's nobody there to stop them now, so...
Yeah, I didn't talk about that at the beginning because it's too depressing. We're going to power through because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and cry. Just cut that out. As Jonor and Tithla lean down and have their little moments, Styx, you're not sure what they're doing, but it does seem to bring some sort of comfort and, more importantly, some sort of resolve to Tithla. You're not sure what it is Jonor's done, but yeah, it's whatever it is. She's there's a focus there that you've not seen before in Tithla. The kid, the one who you told to revert, has begun to sort of move back to the edge of the cavern. Right sort of near the back wall, a little bit further away from you, unable to get past you guys and run away through the cave mouth. The child is still acting like this kind of feral animal, growling every so often, making these weird yipping noises as he looks at the bodies of the wolves around him, occasionally growling as he looks up, keeping his distance, clearly looking for a way to escape through the mouth of the cave.
How old would you say he is?
Like 6 or 7. Young boy.
I think Styx is just going to observe that and kind of keep an eye on him whilst also paying more attention to what his friends are up to in this moment.
Yep, easy done. Alrighty, I'm going to say that is the turn of our friends down at the cave entrance, which means we are going to be essentially jumping back into initiative. Given that Styx, Jonor, and Tithla have all their initiative grouped together in a nice group of 3, how good is that for me? I can now jump ahead to the next people. In this case, I'm going to bring us over to the map, and we are going to chuck on some more appropriate music as we jump back into the midst of combat. Thank you for that. I wish you had a pen that played that tune, Jacob, in like a really tinny, high-pitched.
If only.
That would be pretty incredible, not going to lie. Raging Tides. I reckon that's the track for tonight. Let's have a listen.
Oh, that would have been a perfect episode title for when we were on the lake.
Damn. Yes, it would have been. I guess I could fix that. I can always change it. Oh, we've had an achievement. This is a public achievement, so you guys know what it is. Use a healing potion for an unusual situation. Okay. That is your achievement. I will save that to the achievements, and I will come up with a suitable reward for you achieving said achievement. You also have that joining your other public achievement. Make sashimi from 3 different monsters in Barovia.
Ooh.
Remember, achievements can be used to potentially gain inspiration, potentially gain proficiencies, and other such goodies. Awesome. Alrighty, so we're going to jump over to the werewolves. Axel and Blood. As you have run down this series of stone steps, natural stone steps, partly carved, partly original, in the mouth of this cave to this sort of lowered section right at the very, very back of this network of caverns, you can see a series of wooden cages. I tell you what, let me read out exactly what the room looks like again, just to get us all back in the moment, hey? That'd be pretty handy. As you sort of rush down these stone steps, seeing these wooden cages, 2 of which have what look to be large wolves contained within, you've been ambushed by these 2 werewolves who have been hiding around the corner of this stone pillar right in the very center of the entryway, resulting in this now launching of combat once again. We're going to jump back in as the werewolves make their attack. I believe Axel, you had just blown one of the werewolves back, throwing them bodily across the room. You watch as they immediately begin to rush forward once again, rushing at Blood in this instance as the 2 werewolves try to essentially lock you both down, preventing you from being able to escape. Axel, does a 19 hit you?
Yes, it does.
No dramas. And what about a... No, 14 won't hit you.
No.
Blood does a... Oh, I don't think that's going to hit you. Does a 16 hit you, Blood?
That beats it and beats it.
Beats it. And finally, the last roll is a natural 1. So that doesn't hit you either. Cool. So only 1 hit from each. Bite for Axel, scratch for Blood.
Yep.
Alright.
I think I'm going to use my reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack against Blood there.
Against Blood. Okay, no dramas. I will roll that again. It was a 16 for the first one. So let's see what we get on the second attack. That is going to be a 18. So it will still hit with the 16, unfortunately. But
it's alright.
Could have been worse. Could have been a natural 20. Could have been bad. Okay, so Axel, you are going to take 9 points of damage, piercing damage, as the werewolf bites into you, bypassing your shield, getting around as you try to throw your shield out to prevent blood. The werewolf grabs onto your shoulder, biting in. I believe you have already rolled a con save against the werewolf, so you don't need to roll it again. You're good to go.
Yep.
As has Blood. And then Blood, it's also 9 points for you, Blood. Well, that's consistent. You're also going to take 9 points, this time of slashing damage, as the werewolf tries to bite. Axel's shield gets in the way, blocking its teeth, but one of those claws swipes past and just scrapes across your leg.
How much was that, sorry?
9 points of slashing damage.
That will be 4 damage, rounded down.
Brilliante.
I'm still raging.
And that is the werewolves go. Blood, you are up next.
Yeah, you just see Blood. At this point, quite scratched. He's got puncture marks. I mean, the tree growth is like looking a bit battered now. There's an anger in Blood's face and in his obviously in his demeanor as he comes swinging down with his big old wooden great axe. Cool. He's going to do some damage.
Alrighty.
He's going to use his brutal strike, which I think I will do. Yeah, using a reckless attack, I'm foregoing for the brutal strike, so it's just a regular attack.
Nice.
Let's see if I can do damage with it. Come on, D&D Beyond, roll my dice, please. It's rolling. Yikes, that's not very good. That's a 12.
12 is not enough, sorry. As the large wooden axe with sharp teeth embedded into it comes slashing down, you watch as the werewolf nimbly ducks to the side, your wooden axe smashing into the pillar next to you, Blood, sending up a few sparks and chips of rock.
I pull the axe free from the stone, and I do a follow-up attack and try to hit with the great axe. Again. That should hit. For a 24.
24 definitely hits.
100%. So I think the reckless attack, I think, is just a thing. I don't know if it works off one attack or both. I don't remember.
With the brutal strikes?
Yeah.
I believe it's just the same as reckless, where you announce that you're doing it, and if it hits, you get the benefit.
Okay. I would have done it on the second one, too.
Yeah.
Eager to get that damage. Cool. I'll roll for damage. Cool. Oof, that's a big hit.
Oh.
It's going to be
19 plus 4 for the Great Weapon Master, 23 plus 3 for your rage, 26 points of damage.
The brutal strike as well, which is a 10. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay, 36 points of damage. The first strike goes wide, Blood, but you steady yourself, letting out a battle cry, swinging that large wooden club-like axe around, smashing into the werewolf as it ducks and tries to move. You anticipate that dodge this time. As you slam it into the werewolf's head, you catch it, crushing its head between your wooden axe and the cave wall. In this moment, as it is smashed from both sides, stunned, you watch as it reels, taking an incredible amount of damage. It is still up, but barely. You watch as a few teeth drop out of its maw as blood begins to gush down from its ears.
As that hit connects, just to sort of give Axel and I some move, a bit more of a chance to move, I will use the forceful blow and push him 15 feet back into the cave.
Beautiful. I probably should have asked which one you're attacking. I'm assuming the one closest to you.
Yeah, it's the one in front of me.
Easy done. He is thrown back 5, 10, 15. Oh, 10 feet? 10 feet.
I think forceful blow is 15.
15 feet. I did 15.
15 feet, yeah.
15 feet as he is thrown back, tumbling head over heels, smashing into the ground. Very,
and
very
as I do that, I'll use just a little bit of my movement to just step into his space, sort of taking up a defensive position and also looming down on the second.
Nice. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
It is the turn of the wolves back at the cave entrance. You watch as the boy, seeing a moment of distraction, Styx. He takes the disengage and dash action. He uses disengage as a bonus action, dash as an action, and takes off towards the mouth of the cave, sprinting out as quickly as he can to try and get away from the lot of you and the horror that is the inside of the cave. As he disappears from view around the corner of the cave, you're not quite sure where he's gone.
I'll let him go.
Alrighty. Axel, you are up next.
Okay, with the werewolf between Blood and I'm seeing what he's done in pushing these werewolves back and getting them further away. And my first action is going to be raising my shield and swinging through with my flame tongue trident up underneath his jawline again as I first hit him on my way down. This is going to be I'm going to use Tactical Master to make this a pushing attack. I'm just double checking that I can do that. Tactical Master. If you hit a creature, you push them back 10 feet in a straight line. So my first attack.
17
that's
hits.
17 to hit.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll roll some damage on that.
Nicely done. That's going to be 5 points of piercing plus 6 fire damage. Total is 11.
Awesome. I'm going to move directly up to that werewolf and follow up with my shield bash feature before I make my second strike. So that's a DC 16 strength save.
I will roll that now. That is going to be a 5. I rolled a 2.
Whoa.
Cool. Can I make
Never
them
mind.
prone?
Yes.
Okay. And then I will strike them again, this time. Actually, with my second attack, I will switch to the second target.
Yep.
If they're within my reach. And I'm going to do...
I think your reach is 5 feet.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna hit the one that's down.
Yep.
With a second strike, and I'm gonna make this a slow tactical master strike. So
Nice.
its speed is reduced.
Speed.
Yeah. All right. So second strike.
You have advantage because he is prone.
Okay, that's good because that first roll didn't look too
12 would be a miss. 17 is a
17.
hit. Roll me some damage, and I believe his movement
Okay.
speed is halved with slow, or is it reduced to 0?
good. Reduced by 10.
10 feet. Okay.
10 feet.
Easy peasy. 11 more points of damage. Oh no, sorry, that's just the flame. 19 total. 8 piercing, 11 fire. Holy shit. Ooh. 19 points of damage. As the flames burn across the werewolf's flank, Axel, you hear it howl in pain and distress. The fire burning across and restricting its movements as it tries to sort of stand up. Still on fire. Anything else on your turn?
Yes, actually, I will use evasive footwork for my
So you've
bonus
done-
action.
Do you still have? Because I think you've got, because your bonus action was the initial shield strike,
Shield
right?
bash is a free feature. It's something I can just do as part of the attack action.
Oh,
I don't
perfect.
think it actually uses my bonus action. Yeah, I realized that last turn. It's a special. When you make an attack, you can use it as part of the attack action.
Yeah, no, easy done. Then you've got your bonus action.
Yeah, so I'm just going to roll some dice to see. I can take the disengage action from them, and I'm going to use the rest of my movement, which is 5, 10, 20. I think I can get diagonally to the northeast corner of the furthest werewolf. Is that correct?
So moving up towards here?
Yeah,
that should be fine.
Does that look about right?
You've moved 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you can get up to there. Yeah, easy.
Okay, and I'll see how much I get for that for AC boost. I've got a +3 to... oh, wait, sorry, I rolled the wrong thing.
I was going to say, that's bait and switch.
Yep, that's not what I meant to do.
If it's still a D8, you can just use the same.
Check it. Okay.
If it still uses a D8, if it's the same dice, you can just use that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I just closed the window, so I forgot what I was looking at. I'll catch up to that. But yeah, that's the end of my turn. I think I'd say at the end of that attack is our fight is with Kiril. We are here for the kids.
Alrighty. As you call that out, you watch as the werewolves that you've just brutalized growl back at you in pain and fear. Killian Maxwell.
I'm going to run, as I'm sort of moving forward a little bit, I'm going to shout out to Blood and Axel. Do any of those have white fur? Or a white mane?
Do any of them have white fur?
No, none of them.
No white fur.
Bloody hell, where did they go? I'm going to move up to these stairs I can see here and look down there. How far was that? What was there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes, that's my 30 feet. And I can see the 2 wolves in the cage now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find this one that was that I saw sleeping a little while ago. So I'm going to use a action to dash, and I'm going to move over to this doorway over here just to see what. And that looks like a. Can I see anything there? I can see the sconce.
Yeah. As you rush into this room, I'll give you a bit of information about it. So it is a bit different to what you see. As you move into the room, you can see that this area here is almost like set away, a little alcove from this main chamber down the bottom. And you can see that it has been covered with a curtain made of some strange, very almost like a light tanned hide. You can see these overlapping pieces of this hide stitched together crudely to form this curtain hanging down. You can see the curtain occasionally moving in the breeze very slightly.
My brain instantly goes to skin.
You think it is. As you look at it, it does look a lot like it could be human skin.
Lovely. I mean, anything that's further in this place has probably heard the ruckus that we've made. So I'm just going to call out, I think they went down this way. And then that'll be my turn.
Okay. No dramas at all. Styx, back at the mouth of the cave.
I love that deadpan stare you just did to the camera.
You're like,
I think we've made a ruckus, and Owen's just like.
So, Styx.
Would I have heard everything that's happening further down?
You hear the occasional shouting. You definitely hear Killian's voice, but in terms of the actual words that are being spoken, Blood and Axel have been pretty quiet, just making the occasional grunts and shouts, the growls coming from up ahead. There's clearly something happening. And you hear the sound of a thunk as Blood's hammer /axe /club smashes into the werewolf and clubs it down towards the ground. You hear a very dull thunk from that for sure.
Cool. Then I will turn back to Jonor and say, keep an eye on her. And then I will run and dash. I'll take my full movement. 30.
Yeah, no worries. I got her. You're fine.
Cool. That's me. I'll get to there, I guess.
Yeah, as you begin to rush down through the cave network, Styx, you can hear the sounds of combat still coming up from the top right-hand side up towards the northeast of where you are. Killian's voice still echoing from the northwest. Not quite sure where they are, though. You can't quite see them. Jonor, the bottom of the round.
All right, so Tithla is now awake and alert. All right, Tithla, up on your feet. We're gonna go. We're going this way. Just up, eyes up with me. Don't look down. All right. I'm just sort of using my action to pull her up. All right.
Stand up. Yep.
All right. Well, we gotta go. I can hear some sort of clamoring up there and more battle. So we gotta get going.
Yep. We have work to do.
All right, let's do it. Where's my coat? Got my necklace. Yes. All right, let's go. And I'm gonna dash. I presume Tithla and I probably go the same way. Well, go together.
Yeah, if you guys want to stick together, I'm happy to have you guys dash at the same time. I'll take you off the stunned condition, Tithla.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I won't put words in your mouth there, Tithla. You can do whatever you want, but yeah, 60 feet gone, movement and dash.
Yeah, I think Tithla will do the same. She'll spend a second, look to the child. Hey, hide! Don't let them find you. And then she just walks away, just immediately turns, doesn't even register a reaction from the child.
Yeah. Fair enough. Alrighty.
That's it.
Tithla, that was your go-to. The werewolves.
Did she have to stand up on her turn?
Jonor helped you stand up, part of the last turn.
Okay, cool. Then she's got an extra 20 feet on Jonor that she can travel.
Oh, boom, boom, boom.
Then she...
Oh, those little legs going so fast.
I'm on a mission.
As you catch up with Styx, immediately catching up with Styx, as Styx strides ahead. Suddenly you hear the sound of pitter-pattering feet behind you, Styx. And as you turn, you see Tithla rushing up towards you, looking very serious and not at all comical.
And can Tithla see a corner of a wolf?
What you can see is what you see.
There's something in this square.
That's Axel.
That's Axel. Okay. Then we won't Hunter's Mark that.
No, feel free to Hunter's Mark Axel.
Cool. Never mind. Done. Happy days. Thank you.
Alrighty. The werewolves in this moment, as they get to this point, you watch Axel as the werewolf closest to you, the one who has not been knocked prone. Yes, Tithla.
Can I apologize?
Yeah.
Can Tithla prepare to use her bonus reaction to apply her Hunter's Mark? She already has it. It's just the bonus action to move it, so that if she sees a werewolf, that would then kick off.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Axel, you watch as the werewolf in front of you looks at you and blood, pain matted across its face, along with blood, viscera from where you've struck it. You watch as it goes, lets out this brutal howl that echoes through the caverns before it moves around you. I've just upset the dogs. That's so funny. Both dogs in that moment immediately started trying to jump up on my lap. They're like, what is going on?
The alpha has howl.
Yeah. Immediately begin to move around and disengage from you, moving to the very back right next to the statue, standing in front of the desiccated corpses hanging from the chains and near the wolves in the cages. Blood, similar thing, you watch as the werewolf stands up, moves 5, 10, 15, and because it's got its action left, unlocks the cage.
Aww,
reaching forwards and with a swipe, slashing through the bars, cutting through with these sharp claws. As the cage splits open, you watch as the wolf slowly rises, looks at the werewolf, growls questioningly. You watch as the werewolf nods and looks back at the rest of you as the wolf begins to pad forwards. Blood, it is your go next before anything else can happen.
Okay. Blood was around when we were wondering if the wolves were kids, right?
Yeah. This wolf is much bigger than the wolves that you fought at the cave's entrance. I will, in the interests of making it very clear that these are quite large creatures, I will increase their size.
So these are
you go.
Teenagers then. Sweet.
Hard to say. You don't yet know what's happened at the entrance, Blood. You left before that occurred. I think. So you don't actually know what's going on with that.
That's fine. Oh, these are okay. These are huge.
Yeah, they're not that big. Oh, hang on. Let me. I can use the alt key to scale them more appropriately. There we go. How's that?
Cool.
Okay. They're big. They're not huge.
Right. Look, Blood is still thinking like he got ambushed by these werewolves, right?
Yeah.
Like his prey, his like desire to do damage is to the creatures that attacked him first, or ambushed him. So he's probably seeing that. He's still probably going to charge into this werewolf and try and, I guess, finish him off with an attack. Would he do this? He's enjoying using the axe. He will use the axe. He's going to use his reckless attack again. Keep in mind, on reckless attack, I am open to disadvantages, just FYI.
Open to advantage against you.
Yep. Oh, cool. Good. Yep, and he's going to attack. So that's going to be, hopefully, a hit against the werewolf. That's a 22.
22 hits.
For... Oof, yeah, that's pretty good. 17.
17 points of damage. I'll mark it off.
Plus
3 for
the
rage.
extra damage there, and
fourth great weapon
mastery, and then an extra 8 damage for the brutal stroke.
Blood, how do you want to do this?
Blood just very unceremoniously sort of sees this creature on the ground. He's trying to very desperately to bring this other wolf into the fray, and as this werewolf kind of claws through, he turns around and Blood just comes in very, very, like, just swings his axe like right through, sort of probably smacking him one way, and then sort of following up with a blow to the legs.
Alrighty.
Just powerful and strong. Like, the axe is doing cutting, but it's more of a blunt weapon at this point, just doing brutal damage.
As you slam into the werewolf, knocking it to the ground and smashing into it again and again with this overhand strike with your weapon, you hear the werewolf cry out in this moment, its voice and throat ruined from this strike into its head. Kiril, no, you brat! And as you silence it.
I will stare down the other one in the back corner, and I'll just repeat again. We are here for Cyril.
For Cyril. I love that you're insisting on calling him Cyril. You watch as the werewolf growls back at you menacingly, still afraid though as it sees the body of its companion on the floor.
Okay. Blood just follows up. He'll use his movement to go over to this werewolf and do the same thing.
Blood. As you step within range of that large statue of a wolf, draped in furs, covered in blood, you watch as the eyes suddenly glow for a moment with blue light. Blood, could you please make me a wisdom saving throw, as you have been bitten by a werewolf as you stand before the statue of Mother Night?
Cool. That's an 11.
Blood. As you begin to move forward, ready to strike down the wolf, you suddenly catch this glow of white-blue light from the statue's eyes, and you find yourself caught by it. Your attention drawn to them as you find this light pulls you in. Your large club lowers a little bit. As you stand there, to Axel's view, from what you can see, you watch as Blood, and actually Killian too, I think you can probably just see this. You watch as Blood strides forwards, holding up the axe, and slowly lowers it and drops, looking at it. Blood.
Yeah.
A bite mark on your shoulder where the werewolf bit through with these vicious teeth.
Yeah.
Begins to itch ever so slightly.
Uh-oh.
That is the end. That is the end of your turn.
Very cool.
The wolf. You watch as the wolf that had just been freed from the cage bursts forth, grabs onto Axel, and tries to drag you to the ground and tear into you, Axel. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
That is going to be... 13 doesn't hit you. And a 16 doesn't hit you either, does it?
Doesn't hit.
No. As the werewolf tries to drag you to the ground, it is unable to do so. You manage to get your shield up, holding it aloft as the wolf's claws strike into the wood, its teeth biting and snapping over the top of the shield, unable to get a purchase. Axel, me boy, it's your turn next.
Okay. From my perspective, I saw Blood charge this other werewolf and then just stop and turn towards the statue.
It's right in his line of sight as he is strode towards it. You watch as he's ready to strike and then sort of sees the light, lowers his axe and pauses. You can see the light too emerging from the statue's eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna make. How big is this wolf? This is like bigger than me.
Yes, yeah. This is like a dire wolf size. It's pretty big.
First attack, I'm going to use the trident to do a push attack. It's large?
It's large.
Okay, cool. So I can push it back 10 feet from me with this attack. So I'll roll to hit. It's a 22 hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to push it back 10 feet.
Move it back 10 feet on the diagonal, I'm guessing? Back towards the cage?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I really want to run in to assist Blood in this moment. Have I seen an effect like this before? Does this feel like he is like charmed by this statue? Would that be a?
Gonna make me a Arcana or Nature check.
Yeah, sure thing.
See if you can figure out what's going on here.
Those are my best skills.
Thought they might be. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
That's only an 11.
11. Axel, you're not sure what's going on here. Something strange has happened. Blood seems almost dazed in this moment.
I think just with that and seeing the statue doing something and my skepticism around Arcana in general, I know that there is something here. And I am going to wrap around behind Blood in the attempt to then get to the werewolf that he was charging at. So I'm going to run up and behind him and then pivot across into this space to attack this creature.
The werewolf?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And I will make a sap attack against the werewolf.
Very nice. Ooh, Blood, you've got disadvantage for your next check with the phrase "Blood should become a werewolf." Chat have spoken. 21 hits, absolutely.
Okay, so sap on that werewolf means the next attack of that werewolf is at disadvantage.
Alrighty. That's going to be 13 points of damage as well.
Yeah.
9 piercing, 4 flame.
I don't really know what's happening with Blood, but I know that I can help. I'm gonna trigger bait and switch.
Okay.
in this moment and switch spots with him. Seemingly seeing him fixed in this space, I would like to switch spots with him and give him 8 to his AC through the bait and switch.
Righty.
Oh, wow.
Blood, you have +8 to your AC for the next until the end. Oh no, until the start of Axel's next turn.
To start of my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Righty. Must be running out of superiority dice now, Axel.
That's the last one. Oh, that's the second last one.
I was gonna say. Yep, that's a fair few. Alrighty. Anything else on your turn, Axel?
That's everything.
Killian, it is your go.
Killian's going to do something really stupid.
Oh.
And he's going to run up to this skin-like curtain.
Yep.
And he's going to peek through it.
Killian, as you rush up and peek through the curtain, you're not really sure what you're going to find. You're probably prepared for there to be some sort of horrific sight of some werewolf, maybe breathing down, ready to attack. And you're not disappointed. As you pull aside the curtain, I will remove it from the light overlay and you can enjoy the scene before you. Let me just select that. Let's move it out of the way. As you look through the curtain, you can see that there are 3 werewolves waiting. There seems to be some sort of spiral-like staircase hewn into the rock, and these werewolves have been waiting behind this curtain, seemingly poised and ready to strike. And as you pull open the curtain, the first thing you see is a Maw reach out and try and bite you as their held action goes off. Only the one in front.
Okay.
Killian does a... its held action is the attack. Anything that opens the curtain, which means you are going to get both the bite and the slash. I am sorry. That's all right. The first one's a miss. That's a 10. That doesn't hit you. The bite, 16.
16. Hang on, let me just check. 16 is my AC, but it hits my last clone and kills that instead.
Perfect. Leaving you just with your armor of Agathis.
Yes.
As the werewolf, you twitch back the curtain, standing a little bit to the left of your nearest illusionary duplicate, and as the werewolf reaches out, you watch as it grabs onto the illusionary duplicate and bites down sideways right through the face, ready to tear this thing's head off. Lucky it's your illusion as you watch the teeth right through the gap, doing no damage at all, as you sort of see that go like, oh shit, looking up at the werewolves in the corner. Yeah.
There's definitely more that way.
It seems like they are poised and ready, waiting for something or someone. But as you pull back the curtain, you watch as the werewolves smile. The one in front goes, I was getting bored waiting.
I've not actually done anything with my action.
This is just a free action. It is your full turn.
This is the moment where Josh realizes that he should really have some area of effect spells, but does not.
Nailed it.
Because why?
Even a thunder wave right now would be amazing. If you could thunder wave in this moment, you'd be laughing.
Or shatter. Fireball doesn't exist in this world.
As we know, shatter is far superior. We did call that out, Tom, during the session today. One of our bards, we deliberately took shatter instead of anything else. You'd be pleased to know.
Good stuff. Happy to hear it.
I think I am going to have to take a step back and fire some Eldritch Blast at it. At that one in front.
As you take a step back, seeing the werewolves poised and ready to come down the stairs, ready to attack, you fire off the Eldritch Blast right into the front one. Roll to attack, please. 27 and a natural 20. Okay, this is pretty good. 11 force damage for the 27. For the natural 20, that's going to be 13 plus an additional 10, taking it to 23.
Whew. That's good. So that's 34 points of damage in total I just did, and
that's
I will attempt to blast it back twice, hoping that I cause all of them to fall over.
Yeah, I'm going to roll a strength save to see how they go being sort of knocked back and avoiding it. What's your spell save DC?
17, I believe. Let me just check for you, though. Yes, 17.
That's both fails, 11 and a 16. As your Eldritch Blast slam into them, you watch as they are thrown prone. They're not knocked too far up the stairs because things don't really go upstairs easily, but they are knocked back into each other, collapsing into a bit of a heap as you hear them growling and biting at one another in their impatience, in their frustration at being knocked prone. Not knocked prone, but like knocked backwards in this moment. Anything else on your turn, Killian?
I could do with some assistance up here. I have quite a few werewolves on me. Or about to be on me.
It's actually not.
Did I?
You hear this, but unfortunately, it's actually not your go next.
Boo.
As you call out, Killian, I think I need some assistance, please. A little bit sort of concerned in this moment that like things aren't going very well and that you're potentially in a bit of trouble. Styx, you hear from behind this chuckling laugh echoing through the corridors, coming from behind you, coming from the entrance to the den.
What?
And as you look behind you, you see a towering figure, a white werewolf, with 3 werewolves flanking him behind as he strides forwards. In his hands, he holds the child that you allowed to rush out. And as he strides forwards, Jonor, Tithla, and Styx, you can probably just see this from your position here. As you look back...
as you say, I can see it.
Yep.
Hunter's mark, bitch.
Perfect. Bam! You Hunter's mark him straight away. I'll mark that off now. As he strides into view, let's do... That looks like a good Hunter's mark. Delete that, just so it's out of the way. As they stride into view, this white werewolf flanked by the 3 on either side. Actually, let me just make his name really visible so you can see which one he is really easy. You should be able to see his name now. There we go. You watch as the white werewolf looks up and smiles, canine teeth glinting in the torchlight of the cavern. As he holds aloft the child, looks around at the rest of the bloody bodies.
Well, one surviving is disappointing. I was hoping for more, but this one has proved his strength.
And as he looks at the child, you watch as he tosses it behind him, one of the other werewolves grabbing it and holding it down.
But you, all of you, I was warned you were coming here. But you thought you could just walk into my den, slay my pups, kill me. No, you will die here. Most of you.
And with that, he is going to bound forwards, leaping and closing the distance and striking into you, Jonor.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow.
Jonor, he is going to make a bite attack and then a claw attack against you.
For sure.
Does a... that's a natural 20 for the claw attack. Sorry, Jonor.
I could. That's, yeah.
The bite attack is a 19 to hit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I should have really got on top of these ones before.
Did you have any portents that you would like to use in this moment?
That's pretty hot, those ones, those portents.
Jonor and Tithla really shouldn't have separated themselves from the group. They really
I don't know. How did that happen?
Themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds important.
Jonor, nicely done. There it is. Jonor, what would you like to substitute the natural 20 for?
So I've got an 8 and a 10. I'm going to throw an 8, so a 10 onto that one.
Perfect. So that'll turn it to a 14. Does that hit you?
It does not. It does not. But the claws, seeing those ones coming, there's a bit of glistening as the claws come through. They sort of meet some shining. It's like the simmering of dark on light. Like hisses come off as I use a shield action and bit of Lysander's light helps me.
Jonor, very nice. As you have this flash, this vision, you've seen this coming. This moment where, in Madame Ava's warning, danger close, the executioner card, I believe, was one of the ones that you drew, as you suddenly see this moment, as Kiril leaps towards you. In one move, you pull your hand free, scattering that sort of silver dust, this angelic dust in the air, forming this golden shield of light in front of you that Kiril bounces off, scrabbling against as you duck underneath the bite, again into empty air. That's 2 times now we've had you guys avoid like a really bad bite attack as the massive jaws close in a second, where a second ago your head was positioned. That is Kiril's go, unfortunately. There's not much else he can do. Styx, it is your go. You hear this from behind you, and you hear Jonor's cry of alarm as he throws up his hands and casts this shield.
Oh boy, there's something down here. Get us help us out.
All right. Styx's processes would be probably working overtime, trying to understand a bit more about all of this. Can I roll for Howlwolf?
Roll for Howlwolf?
Yeah, like
not werewolf. You're a Y-wolf? Do you want to try Y-wolf?
I'll do who, what, where, and when wolf. I want to, I guess, know more about them. Specifically, do I have any history knowledge at all around things that might prove to be more detrimental to a werewolf? Do I know if their whatever it is that they have would be considered like is it a disease that they have? Can I try and
I would
some
love
stuff about them?
I'm going to say this falls under nature or arcana, because you're trying to sort of figure out there is a magical component to this. So nature or arcana, your choice.
I'm gonna lean on arcana.
12.
Lean on arcana.
Styx, you know a little bit about werewolves. It's still 12. 12 is not bad. It's just not amazing. You know a little bit about werewolves from what databanks have sort of resided, and more importantly from your time as Solus, the Sun Sword, which you are starting to gather bits and pieces, fragments of memory. You know that werewolves, silver damages them. Like all shape changes, silver, the touch of silver burns them and hurts them. Equally, magically enchanted items can be very useful in these situations as well. They can bypass the werewolf's natural resistance to certain things. Magic, to a certain degree, radiant energy and fire are generally considered to be quite good, but you're not sure how much of that is folklore versus actual fact. You've heard that werewolves fear the sunlight, but then you're like, well, moonlight's just reflected sunlight, so what's the diff? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So there is a question mark in your mind over that one. In terms of, what were the other questions you wanted to know?
Like, is it a curse, a disease?
You're not sure. With the 12, you know that there's a magical component to it, but whether it's a disease or whether it's a curse, you're not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. You're leaning more towards it being a curse, though, in the balance of probability. Because if it's a disease, it would make sense that the body would fight this, and people would be naturally more immune or naturally less immune. Whereas a curse does seem more in line with what you've seen. I mean, vampirism, you know, is a curse in a way as well. So I think this is probably similar.
Okay. Seeing the immediate threat being down this way, then I'm gonna make my way down. Excuse past Tithla. I believe I can get just to here with my movement. Does that add up? Did I do that correct?
5, 10,
I know there was a lot
25.
of sidewayses.
30. Yeah.
He says with confidence. All right, I'll the one thing that I have in my inventory, because I've been unable to put anything in my inventory because I didn't realize I had to log in. is a silver coin.
Oh, yes, a single silver coin.
I don't know where it came from. I don't remember any of that because all I wrote down was a silver coin. So I'm going to do my damnedest to try and make this thing swallow it like a peanut butter covered pill. So I'm just going to get up close to it and wrestle this thing and try and get my entire hand down its throat with this silver coin.
Okay. Could I please get, we're going to call this an improvised weapon. So it'll be either your dex or
Sounds
your
like
strength.
sleight of hand to me. You're just trying to pop that in there.
I'm happy to allow sleight of hand check.
It's like the reverse of when your dog swallows something you really shouldn't, and you have to like open its jaw to like get it out. It's the reverse of that. Whatever that check is, that's that.
Essentially,
It's
you're trying
feeding a
to,
pill.
you're trying to give them an antibiotic or
its neck.
a worming tablet.
Styx is channeling his inner grinner again.
Well, I mean, it pops out every now and then. All right, I'm going to try and
Sleight of hand.
I guess sleight of hand.
Yeah, let's go sleight of hand. Yep.
Oh, nat 20.
Fuck off.
What a guy.
way.
What a guy. You're a scholar and a gentleman, you are.
What the fuck? That's so sick.
Styx, as you get up next to Jonor, you sort of reach down into the hollowed out section of your because you've got almost like these like hanging robes. Perfect time for your artwork to come up. You've got these kind of like hanging robes attached to your lower legs and around your waist. There's a coin pouch and a little pouch of components and things like that underneath that, hidden away but easily accessible. I mean, you don't have like genitalia that you're keeping covered with this. You don't get cold or hot, so it's just there for decoration. You just pull it aside really quickly, reach in, pull out this silver coin. You don't even push it down his throat. You just flick it in this moment, and as it bounces off the cave wall, you watch as his mouth opens wide, ready to bite into Jonor. You just flick the coin, it bounces off, ricochets from the cave wall, straight down the moor. Styx, I need you to roll me a d4, please.
Okay. It's a 4.
You watch as Kiril begins pouring at his throat. You watch a little speckle of blood bubbles up around his mouth.
Good. I'm gonna say that's probably everything I can do right now.
I'd say you've still got a bonus action if you want to.
Useful for that.
I mean, you just flicked a coin into his mouth. You walked up, took a look, nodded, and then flicked a coin and went, all right. I'd still say you've got a bonus action. Yeah.
I don't really have anything. I do actually. I'm going to cast, if you're okay with me casting something as a bonus action, Compelled Jewel.
Is it a bonus action? Is it a bonus action spell? Then yes, you are. Absolutely.
Good. I cast Compelled Jewel on Cyril.
Alrighty, I'll make a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Yes.
I like that we'll call him
14.
Cyril now. It's an 8.
Cool. So he's stuck fighting me, basically.
You watch as he turns towards you, very much unhappy with you, Styx, in this moment, as you flick a silver coin down his throat, ready to attack you. Jonor, it's your go next.
Oh, thank you, Styx. Yep, I'm going to take a little bit of a step back from this one, and as I creep away from him, this hand appears between me and him, and just shoves the werewolf away. That'll be a strength save, 17, to withstand that kind of push.
Let's do it. Strength save 17. That is going to be a... Oh, fuck off. That is a 6. I am not rolling well for Kiril. I built this guy up as like this like big bad werewolf. I have not rolled really for him at all.
No, you rolled the nat 20 before. And
Yeah,
the
it's
19.
no, I rolled an 8. I think you'll find it was portented. Or a 10, whatever it was.
Sure.
Jonor, where does he get thrown? 10 feet? 5 feet?
5 feet backwards, just under that little sconce. Sconce.
Done.
And I'm going to take a couple steps backwards. I'm getting aligned with Tithla And I sort of see these 3 werewolves down there. Their hands form into a sphere again, knowing that there's been this large announcement that everyone's here and Kiril's here. It's like, oh, well, I guess our cover's blown. And this air starts to compress into this little horrific soccer ball of compressed air. And I look over to those 3 werewolves, twist my hands, and the compressed air just appears beside them, and I rip it open as a 3rd level shatter is dropped on that middle one.
I've rolled the con saves already because I knew what you were doing the second I saw you step back. That is going, oh, fuck off. That's a natural 1, a 12, and a 7. Are you kidding
about the child?
me?
It was pinned
Oh,
to
the
ground.
kid. Yeah.
It was pinned to the ground. Probably at a disadvantage.
I will roll for the child as well.
And if I'm going down and taking you with me.
Dear.
Scrambled egg brain.
Oh, dear.
Scrambled egg brain, scrambled egg body.
That's a natural 20 for the child.
That's pretty good stuff.
I'm gonna rule that. I'm gonna roll, Jonor. This is just you.
The werewolf.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll that this is just you, really perfectly sculpting the spell and dropping the shatter exactly where it needs to go. Sorry, Jacob.
Bullshit.
You can't make this shit up. Look,
just killed 17 children.
Jacob, trust me. I would much rather have rolled that natural 20 on anything else. Trust me, I am more frustrated than you are. This is really annoying for me.
Not around anymore because of Tithla.
That's 19 points. Who lived? 19 points of thunder damage. I mean, hopefully he doesn't grow up to be a massive bigot from this, but there you go. 19 points of thunder damage. 19 points of thunder damage. Fuck off, JK rolling. That is a hefty amount of damage to those 3 werewolves. Yikes. The kid, I'm going to rule with a natural 20, is just outside the range of the spell. As the werewolf takes this explosion, the kid manages to duck and roll, and again begins sprinting to the back of the cave, to the entrance of the cave, getting out of there as quickly as he can.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay. Amazing, Jonor. Anything else on your turn?
That's it.
You can't make
Easy.
this shit up. It's great.
Tithla at the top of the round. That kid is getting away. If you're quick, you could probably just get that arrow right in his back.
This is a good shot. She's got a round or 2. She can
Yeah. You could get him in. There's
That's
one
fine.
left, Tithla. I mean, really.
That back is a big target. All I'm saying.
Yeah.
How dysfunctional does Styx look? Does Styx look like Styx has taken damage?
Styx always looks dysfunctional. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Styx is looking really fucked up, to be honest.
Okay. Tithla will take a few steps forward. Slap Styx with this one, wherever it is in my thing. Why is it not? Cure wounds. Oh, apparently I can only do it at 1st level because of the way I got it. Anyway, cure wounds at 1st level.
Hell yeah.
That's great. That's 10.
10 hit points. It's not bad.
Thank you.
That's not nothing.
It's not a lot either.
It's not. That's it. That is true. It's not a lot, but it's not nothing.
Brought me back to double digits, so I'll take that.
Oh, fuck.
Mhm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
You got lay on hands. You have lay on hands. Wait, do you have lay on hands?
I do, and I haven't used it yet.
Okay, so you got some health. He's got some health.
Yeah,
Alright.
and that's all Tithla. Oh! Wait.
Yep.
Oh, no, never mind. No, Tithla can't do anything else.
Okay. The werewolves.
Yep.
I'm going to rule that given werewolves have keen hearing, these 3 werewolves are currently deafened as a result of the shatter spell dropping on top of their heads. They're going to each make a con save to see how well they deal with that before they rush in and begin attacking you.
It's like a little amphitheater, right? It was described as projecting noise.
Yep. You're in a cave. You dropped a shatter spell right in the center of a large open area. I mean, all that sound wave is reflecting back onto them. One of the werewolves you watch in this moment, it drops to the ground. The one in the middle drops to the ground, pouring at its ears, clawing in pain. The other 2 do seem to overcome this effect. As they rush forwards, one is going to rush and pounce at you, Tithla. It's going to do a pounce attack. And the same for you, Styx. 5, 10, and then the pounce on top of you. Tithla, that is going to be a bite and a scratch. It's going to do the scratch as part of the pounce. So that is going to be Tithla. Does a 15 hit you? Doesn't, does it?
It does.
Oh, it does? Okay. 10 does not, though.
Wait, you don't have to be so excited.
I'm pretty excited.
What happened to the DM's not the bad guy?
I'm not the bad guy. The werewolf is excited. The werewolf's excited. I'm just here giving it a voice.
And misses.
Which 10 misses, yeah, for sure. And for Styx, does a 14 doesn't hit you, I'm guessing.
Does not.
What about a 17?
Does not.
No hits for Styx. Actually, I'm going to be a real dick. They're both going to pounce in this area so that they get advantage. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's better. That's better. Tithla 23 for the scratch attack. That'll hit, right?
Let me just double check. Yep.
Sweet. Styx 22 for the first.
Yeah.
14 for the second, though still doesn't hit, annoyingly.
No.
Alrighty. Tithla, have you rolled a constitution save against the werewolf bite curse yet?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, I don't think you have.
No, I genuinely think so. At the outsides.
Oh, you did.
Awesome.
Actually, you did. No, you did. That is correct.
Sucks to be you.
Styx, I don't believe you have, though, my friend.
Does that work on Styx?
Styx, this does work on you. You are a creature.
That's...
It does say
horrifying.
To be fair, hang on. Let me work this out. It said the new updated rules does say if the target is humanoid. Previously, it was just if it's it's still if it's humanoid. Let's have a look at Warforged. Are you humanoid? I think you are.
That's gonna be a sick werewolf.
Right? What's the 90s Transformers, the animal ones?
Go
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're a construct. No,
Sticks.
you're immune. You're immune, Styx. No, you're immune. Sorry, mate. That would have been pretty cool.
Beast Wars!
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. That is going to be for the first attack. It would be pretty cool if it was. For the first attack, this is the bite against you, Tithla. That's going to be 14. For the scratch against you, that's going to be a 10.
Oof.
Okay.
And for Styx, the bite against you, which is the only one that hits, is going to be a 12.
How much HP are you on now?
7.
Nice.
There is still one more werewolf up with Blood and Axel.
Oh yeah.
No, sorry. There's also the 3 next to Killian. I almost forgot about those, Killian. You almost got away.
I don't know what you're talking about. I blew them away. They're fine. Stay away.
There's so many goddamn werewolves. You guys have done the worst version of like activating every werewolf as you enter through this. It's incredible.
I want
Axel.
to just say again, when you say we did this, I don't think we is the appropriate term. There were select members who contributed to
each of you in your own way has led to the events that we are now playing out. Each of you in your own way has created this.
Veto.
Definitely wasn't my fault when I bungled the stealth roll and alerted everyone.
I mean, Tithla was a big part of thinning the pack.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
You can just call them youths. That's fine.
That's true. Alrighty. The first attack, the bite, with Blood currently in this sort of dazed condition, the first attack is actually going to be against Blood. Even though he has a +8 to AC, it is going to try and bite him. You're not sure why it's focused on him in this moment, Axel, but it does seem the wolf seems to be very focused on Blood, given that he is currently stunned by this. Well, not stunned, but is dazed.
It has disadvantage as well.
In that case, then it's just a normal attack for the bite. As it has advantage with his dazed condition, that is undone. That is going to be... I don't think that's going to hit, is it? 19, because you got a +8 to AC. No, doesn't hit. Axel, the wolf then turns to you and tries to scratch you. That is going to be natural fucking 20. Here we fucking go. Axel, that's going to be... oh, shit. That's going to be 22 points of slashing damage.
Ooh. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
How you doing?
I'm actually fine.
Okay. Cool.
That is half of my remaining health.
Okay.
Fuck.
Killian, you watch as the werewolves begin to rush down the stairs, making a beeline for you. You've got Armor of Agathis, which is, I think, really good to have right in this moment.
I have how many hit points? I have 14 hit points. That gives me an additional 15, so I'm on 29 at the moment.
Okay, let's get these werewolves down the stairs. 5, 10, 15,
What's
20.
your AC at the moment?
10, 15, 20.
16?
5, 10, 15, 20.
I can make it 21.
Okay. Because you are surrounded by the werewolves, their pack tactics give them advantage on this as well.
That sounds good. Sounds all good.
I am
Yeah.
so sorry. So that's going to be
No, that's fine.
one
not
bite
sorry.
from each of them and one scratch from each of them as well.
I
say
100%
scratch.
turning into a werewolf.
Or attack. You might be joining the werewolves in this fight. 1, 2,
You're only going to save once.
2, 1, 2. You only have to save once. That is true. 1,
Yeah.
2, 1.
And I'm pretty sure you already saved as well, like when we all
Just
said
don't
we
go. Goodness. Creepy.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay. You lucky son.
To make it easy for you, Owen,
bitch.
did
Yes.
you roll any of the attacks? Did any of them roll over
It's
a
the
21?
first-
And
I'll
did
go-
any
I'll
of
go
them roll over
through
a
them.
16?
I'll go through them in order because the first attack, the highest is an 11 for the first bite. The second one, the highest attack is a 20. I'm just guessing you shield in that moment.
I will shield, yeah.
Shield
and then
that
that makes
moment.
my AC 21 for the rest of it.
The last bite, the highest is a 17. After that, highest is a 17 for the first scratch. That's a natural 1 and a 10, so I think it's a 10 for the second scratch. For the third scratch, the highest is a 17. How the fuck did you do that? What?
I didn't do anything.
Shit.
That's crazy.
All of the not a single strike hits you as you throw up your shield. I'm going to say that in this moment, you kind of surround yourself and you're just in this bubble like Aang versus the Fire Lord. You're just in this like stone. You're like, fuck, 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 fuck. As they are
Like,
just slamming into you.
15 sessions ago when Killian was like super edgelordy and all of that sort of stuff, it might have been I block, I parry, but no, it is literally
Blood. At the start of your round. Oh, yeah?
Sorry, is it like the Karate Kid where he's realizing that really the wax on, wax off was really blocking and Killian's instincts just kicked over like
No, it's he summons a magical barrier, gets in the fetal position under his magical barrier, and, like rocks backwards and forwards as the werewolves are clawing at the outside of this like semi-transparent magical force. As you look up, you're like, oh no, please! As you see them sort of striking the outside
I'm
of this
in
dome.
danger.
I'm in danger. Yeah. Fuck. How did you do that? God damn
really,
it.
Owen, you did it.
I rolled really
it was
badly.
you.
That is shockingly bad. So in total, I rolled 2 natural ones in that. That's absolutely shit. The highest I rolled was the 20 out of that was 6 attacks with advantage, and the highest I rolled was a 20.
Let's keep that up.
Fuck. Let's
Yeah.
not.
Nice.
Blood. At the start of the round, at the start of your turn,
What happens?
you have not been bitten by a werewolf, which means that
Hey!
this effect, this kind of like weird dazed effect, fades at the start of your turn, not the end of your turn. There is another effect that you do not yet know of. That bite on your neck is still very itchy, but it, as you sort of like come to in a moment, that dazed feature seems to leave you.
Cool. That's probably good considering the situation we're in. The werewolf is still looking pretty weak. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so close to death.
In that case, blood is actually. How about Axel took a big hit, right? I keep forgetting this feature. I have to do this at the beginning of my turn. As I break the whatever that had on me, blood just like kind of puts his one of his hands to his chest and just go, Meloran, be with me now. And he'll reach out with his hand, and then like one of the ethereal roots will go and give Axel some temporary HP, which I believe is 3d6. And then with that, he will then look at this big werewolf. isn't small like the other children. So, and I think in this point he's probably just like, okay, he just has to protect Axel and get back to his friends. So he's going to.
The bigger wolf right next to you is still in the cage, has not yet been released yet.
Oh, still in the cage. Well, I don't even worry about that then.
Yeah.
That's really good. I'm gonna just kill the werewolf then. I'm gonna use my great axe, swing around. That's gonna be a big old. I mean, he's looking pretty weak, right? Yeah, so this will just be a regular attack. He doesn't need to be reckless with it. Don't be so reckless.
17 hits.
Cool.
22 points of damage plus 3 for your rage takes it to 25. How do you want to do this?
Again, he channels a bit of a leg sweep, channeling that practice fight he had with Styx. He leg sweeps the werewolf from underneath and like lets the werewolf topple down and just follows up with a overhead strike, dispatching the werewolf pretty quickly. He'll then swivel around back towards the smaller werewolf, and that's been released from its cage. Does it look, like it wants to fight us?
You watch as the werewolf in front of you, you strike down with this, with your great club, with your sharpened great club. You watch as the werewolf, this wolf slinks back into the cage, whining.
Oh, cool.
Very submissive, head right down, ears back, doing that sort of weird thing where the teeth are like on display as it like pulls back the lips. This very
that's what my dog does.
Yeah.
She smiles at me. It's great. I think with that...
Would you like to know what that behavior signifies? Because it's not smiling.
Yeah.
I'm happy to share that.
You can tell me later.
It's an anxiety response.
Is it really?
Yeah.
She does it every time I come home. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Find out like that.
What does that mean?
It could be a number of things.
We got to move on.
It could be a number of things. It could be that she's like very in a heightened state of like energy, and that's coming out as anxiety because like you've been away. She's not sure what's happening, but she's doing like the weird sort of like teeth on display because she's like,
oh, man,
yeah, maybe a little bit of separation anxiety. Yeah.
It could also be that she just doesn't like you. There's lots of options.
I'm going to be honest. I think accusing someone's dog of not liking them is actually a step too far. I think we might have just found the line. I think, like, I don't know. Personally, that feels like it's too far.
Observation. Science.
That's fine. We'll come back to that. Cool. I'm gonna move. I mean, I don't know where anyone is or anything. I would have heard.
You hear Killian calling out "Help!" from the other room, and you hear the sound of wolves growling and the sound of like this weird like vibration as they strike into his magical force.
As I guess as Killian says that, I look to Axel. I go, "Killian needs help," and I will use my bonus action, I think, to I can use dash as a bonus action, and when I do it, I get 4 temporary HP, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to run to the sound of Killian, wherever he was.
You can hear it echoing from the corridor down towards the northernmost corridor out of this room.
So with the dash, I get 80 feet of movement.
Jeez.
So I'm just yeah.
Killian, you hear as you're like underneath these blows from these werewolves, looking up at the the gnashing teeth, these striking claws, and then you hear from behind, "Blood can be your hero, baby. Blood can do," as he just dashes down the corridor towards you.
As you dash down the corridor, you can just hear Killian singing to himself, "Don't touch me now, I'm not having a good time."
Nice.
Just Killian's being, "Bad touch, bad touch."
So that's 55 to get there, and that'll be 25 to get to the first, to this werewolf. And I will just rush in, and with the second attack,
It's the saying, "Blood rushes in where angels fear to tread." Is that that's the saying, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
As Jonor like refuses to go down the corridor, as Aasimar fear to tread. That's it exactly. Axel needs to suck the venom from Blood's wound so it stops being itchy, is the suggestion from Twitch chat.
What?
Thank you, Foxtrot.
Wow.
Got an image now.
That's a 15. Does that hit?
15. 15 hits, meets it, beats it.
Thank God. And that's going to be for... Wow, I'm rolling really well on my damage tonight. Yeah.
18 plus 4 for Great Weapon Master, 22 plus 3 for your Rage takes it to 25 points of damage.
And do I get anything else?
Probably a rabies shot at the end of this, I'd say.
I think I can't hit it with my cleave, so that's fine.
Alrighty. Axel, you watch as the wolf that slunk its way back into the cage slowly closes the cage door with its mouth and crouches right down, very submissive. It's your turn.
Just on that, I didn't get how much the temporary hit points from Blood was.
Oh yeah, Blood. How much temporary hit points?
3d6. Let me do that real quick.
Thank you.
That's fine. It's gonna be... It's rolling... That's 10.
Awesome. That will make me feel more confident running into the next room.
He was waiting to see if you were worth it, Killian. He was doing the math. Is it worth me risking myself for this?
Okay, I'm going to chase after. Seeing there's no more threats in the space that we're in, I'm going to do 40 movement to the base of the stairs here. And having seen nothing, I'm going to dash. Also, Owen, I think I confused some of my language in my last couple of turns. I've been using Battle Master features, but I think I said that I was using maneuvers.
That's okay.
So just so you know, I've only used 4 of the 5 of those. So I'm still got some space. Still got 1 left with those.
That's right. Isn't that what you said last time? That's right. You can hear the sound of combat coming from your right, Axel, as you get down to that point.
Yeah, I think I can actually get alongside Killian here from where I was. 5, 10. Does that seem okay?
Yeah, I'll do the math for you really quickly if you like.
Yeah. Is it because diagonals are funky, hey?
Yeah, look, the way I work it is like basically just use the ruler tool because it's easier.
Okay.
So 45 gets you to there, 50 would get you to there, and then from there to there is another 25, so that's 75 feet total to get you to there.
Yeah, I've got 80 foot of movement with a dash, so...
Perfect. Easily done.
That means that all I have left is a bonus action, and nothing is going to help me in this moment. So that is my turn.
Next up in our initiative order... Oh, did I close the initiative? Sorry. Next up in our initiative order is Killian.
I'm not having a good time. But I will stand up, see that I have a bit of backup now. It's like, oh, thanks for coming and for helping. I'm going to take some swings at these things now. These ones aren't children, are they? You're not children, are you?
Bite and claw and knuckle.
As they look at you.
Oh, they're not tiny, so I'm going to take a calculated risk and I'm going to swing. Come on.
Blood just goes, I hope not good.
18 definitely hits. That's right.
Yeah, sorry, I only heard the ping twice, so I rolled 3 times, but
18 and 20 both hit. 10 and 13. Very, very nice. Is that against the same target, the one right in front of you?
Yes, please.
How do you want to do this? With your moon-touched sword.
It's very much, as I'm standing up, the blade sort of glows the moonlight colour, and instead of going for a traditional swing at the midriff or at the head or something, the blade pops in between its legs and then slices upwards.
As you bisect them from Yes, from groin to head. As you cut the werewolf in half, swinging upwards with this strong strike, you watch as the creature howls in pain before going silent, falling apart, the two halves smoking and sizzling. And unlike the other wolves, as the touch of your moon touch sword makes contact with its flesh, you watch as the flesh begins to melt and bubble, beginning to turn back into human until you then kill it. And it's sort of stuck in this halfway hybrid form as you were in the process of cutting it in half. Yeah.
Any indication as to whether this is a child or
Looks
an
like
adult?
a man. Looks like a grown-ass man. Yeah.
Oh, these ones are free to kill. We can kill these ones.
Yeah, it looks like a grown-ass man. You can see he's got a very ragged, messy beard. Like a part of it, right? Because as the sword cuts through, he dies. So the transformation stops as soon as he expires. So, yeah, sorry. As soon as
Does
he
it look
unalives.
like the sword passes through really easily as well?
No, it's just it's like a normal sword. It's just that it's moon touched.
Cool.
I say that. I go, yeah. These ones we can kill unless you want to surrender.
Make me an intimidation check. Go on. Why not?
Let's go for it. Oh my god, how am I not proficient in intimidation but have a +7?
Oh my.
18.
18?
You watch as the werewolf turns to its companion, the two halves smoking and bubbling on the floor. It looks back. You see fear in its eyes. But then you watch as that fear disappears, taking place some other emotion you're not quite sure.
No, Kiril will do far worse.
As he looks down at you.
It appears that they just shook it off, and then I went.
Anything else on your turn, Killian?
I think taking the levels in Bard was probably a bad idea. But yes, I pass.
Kiril. Styx, could you roll another d4 for me?
You betcha.
At the start of each of his turns, Kiril is affected by the silver coin, slowly making its way down his gullet.
3.
That is 3 more points of damage, at which point Kiril turns towards you, Styx.
I'm going to rip your fucking head off.
Spits blood and rushes towards you. Kiril has advantage on his attacks because he is within 5 feet of an ally. Compelled duel, he has to attack you, Styx.
Mm-hmm.
Styx, that is going to be... For the bite attack... 15, doesn't hit.
Nope.
For the scratch attack, 23.
Yeah, that would get me.
Okay. That is going to be for the slashing damage. 10 points of slashing damage.
I am unconscious.
You watch as Kiril rushes forwards, tries to bite against Styx. You manage to get your arm up, the sword deflecting this attack, but then you feel this clawed hand grab onto your chin, and Kiril rips part of your faceplate off, throwing you to the ground.
I collected those teeth.
The teeth scatter across the floor, rolling like ivory dice. As you drop out of unconsciousness, Styx, you feel this almost like tunnel vision take over as your eye shuts down. You feel yourself drawn back within your core as you try to hold on to your last vestiges of energy to prevent yourself burning out in this moment. That is Kiril's full go. Just to take you down, Styx, I need a death saving throw, please.
Yeah, you do.
We did have an interesting question. Someone asked, what happens to the Sun Sword if Styx dies? That's a 4.
We're about to find out.
That's a fail, Styx.
That's a good question.
Does the compelled duel drop when you lose concentration? Is it a concentration?
It's not a concentration spell. Oh,
I think
no,
it
it's
is.
not a concentration
No?
spell. Now, let me double check.
Surely.
Oh no, my apologies. It is.
I was going to say yes. The compelled duel drops immediately. Yep. Yeah. We had that as a question. I'm not going to share because we may find out. Let's see. Jonor, it is your go up next as Kiril uses all of his attack to just take Styx down. You watch as Styx, the faceplate torn part off. You can see these mechanisms underneath, intricately complex, suddenly seize and draw to a halt as Styx drops to the ground, seizing up and falling. You watch as his chest plate opens and you see the core with a hiss begin almost flashing with this light. Something's critically wrong with Styx.
Oh no.
As you hear Blinsky's voice. Oh dear, my toy has fallen. Please help. Oh dear, my toy has fallen. Please help. No, you don't hear that. Emergency. Emergency. No, you don't
A hesitant walk takes over Jonor and he approaches Styx, walks up beside him and plants himself between all 5 of those with 6 on the ground. And he looks down at Styx and then looks up at Kiril. I have a message for you, Kiril. And I reach into my pocket, my bag, and I pull out this giant spherical crystal ball and present to him. I have a message for you. We need to speak. And would you kindly ask your werewolves to wait outside while we speak? I speak with you and my comrades inside. Let us speak in private. As I am doing my best chance to coax this one into doing what I want it to. And that's going to be a...
Would you kindly place your hand upon the crystal ball?
And he gets an 8 for his roll.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. As you substitute for the portent, you watch, as you say this, hold aloft the crystal ball, you watch as Kiril tries to fight against this. Now, this is a charm, is it not?
It is a charm, yeah. Oh. I was hoping.
That's the face.
I foresaw it working.
You watch as Kiril. You can't pull that bullshit on me. Well, in this instance, unfortunately, you can. You watch as Kiril fights against this effect for a moment, and then you watch as his muscles go slack, the jaw lolling for a moment, as he turns towards the 2 werewolves next to him.
Go outside. I must speak with these ones alone, in private.
And the ones inside.
What the specific order you gave with the would you kindly?
Oh,
the specific order you gave with the would you kindly was tell the werewolves. Tell your. Yeah, I think that would still count actually. With that, Kiril is then going to lean back and let out this series of short howls, the pitch starting low and rising. With that, you watch as up towards the north with the 3 of you, Axel, Killian, and Blood, you watch as the 2 werewolves pause for a moment, looking around in confusion, and then looking back towards the entrance, seemingly confused. Kiril, as we bring back down to here, Kiril is then going to point towards the entrance with the werewolves. He's going to use his full turn to order them outside and then prepare to talk with you in private. Anything else on your turn, Jonor?
I also yell out to the rest of the party, we have a temporary peace. Stop fighting.
Tithla, it's your go next, and then the werewolves get their go.
What's Tithla got to do?
The same thing she was going to do before this.
Oh, God.
Yep.
She's going to, at 2nd level, cast Aid on the 3 of them standing there, Tithla, Jonor, and Styx. Everyone gets 5 temp HP.
Temp HP to a downed person.
Choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target's HP maximum. And current HP increased by 5.
Okay, so not temporary. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I wanted to double check that because I was like, I don't think temp HP brings people back from 0 hit points. But HP maximum does, absolutely.
Back, baby.
For 8 hours, and this is not a concentration spell, so suck it, Owen.
So if Styx receives no healing in the next 8 hours, they'll just fall to the floor again.
Yes, that's exactly right. You watch as the core closes with a hiss. The chest plate closes. You hear the voice go, "Never mind, all good." Never mind. It's all good. As the core recedes back into Styx's chest plate.
I fucking hate that law.
Mate, you've got actual human teeth affixed to your faceplate. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
With that, the werewolves are going to obey their alpha. They're going to obey Kiril, and they're going to make their way outside of the cave. I'm going to pause initiative on Blood's turn as the werewolves move towards the mouth of the cave.
Just a point, Owen.
Yeah.
Can you let me know every time it's 6 seconds? Because I'm assuming that Cyril will need to roll more damage.
Yes, he does. Can you roll 3 more d4s for me, please?
I'm sorry, what's the damage? What? No, I fixed you. You fixed.
No, I'm fixed. This is for Cyril.
Ah, yeah, good.
10.
Holy shit.
Is that going to ruin the spell?
No.
You fucking
I don't know.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't ruin the spell. Actually, let me double
So I
check.
could have attacked him.
Does it ruin the spell? I don't think suggestion suddenly breaks
feel like-
when.
Stomach ulcers isn't going to end the spell.
I don't think it does break when they take damage. I think it's only they can't be ordered to do something that would hurt them.
When we damage them, so when your allies damage to do the damage to the target.
But it's taking.
Oh, interesting.
It's not you guys dealing the damage. That's okay.
It's
I'm
the
happy.
coin.
I'm happy to rule that. That's a bit.
It's
It's like a
whole-
stomach bug.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's like a guns don't kill people, people kill people.
No, it's a very different situation. Like it's because like the coin isn't lethal. It's just that it burns him.
Does he seem totally okay about that?
No, he's still going coughing up blood every few seconds. All right, I will roll because he has had it in his throat now for a couple of turns. I will roll another con save. We'll see if he can throw it back up. Nope. Nope. He does not. He just coughs up a whole chunk of like bloody, bloody, I guess like pus from inside his throat as the coin continues to burn through him.
So funny.
But as the werewolves get to the entrance, what are you guys doing? Position yourselves as you would like to be positioned. You've got like essentially sort of 18 seconds while this goes on.
All right, we're going to have a discussion with Kiril inside the middle of the lair, just north. We'll step aside as all the werewolves leave. We need to have a private discussion. So I step to the side to get them all the way down the stairs. Gesture to our party to stay on this top ledge where Tithla and I were just fighting, for us to then go back up again. So we're gonna speak up there while their werewolves wait at the front.
Okay, so the werewolves they've moved to the front of the cavern. They've used their action and dash to get out as quickly as possible. Where would you like to be Where would you like to position everyone? Sort of back up in this main section where the statue is, Jonor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kiril,
perfect. I'll move you guys
where's the place where would you conduct an important conversation? Is this in front of a statue here? What's most important to you?
Front of the eyes of the Night Mother. Yes.
And with that, you watch. You watch as Kiril reverts back, taking on a rather handsome male human appearance. You can see that he has dark hair, a shortly cropped beard, very muscular torso, a few scars across his head, across his nose, cutting through. But overall, he looks like an ordinary man.
It's crazy how much he just looks like an older Craggy Owen.
Does he? He does a bit, actually, yeah.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
I feel bad about describing him as a handsome man now. I feel like I'm like really aura farming there with that one. I take it back. He's a very average man. As he stands there before you, watch as he goes and then vomits up a bloody coin, which lands on the ground in front of him.
Fucking silver.
What's worse than silver? Oh, yeah.
You just pick up.
Please carry on. I'm just going to grab it.
Reach down, pick it up.
What's more interesting than silver is crystal, and even more so is someone that can see the future, see the present, and that is me right in front of you with this ball right here. And right now you have a pathway you need to take. I can help guide you on the correct pathway, but I think you need to share what your motivation is right now, because, you know, pathways are very important. I wouldn't want you to be misguided.
The fuck are you talking about?
You know who the major players are.
Of course I do. I know. We will never again be serving Strahd von Zarovich.
With this point, I've got the crystal ball.
He doesn't know what that is, Jonor. He doesn't know the significance of it. You do, but he has no fucking clue. In his mind, you just pulled out like a glass fishing buoy, and you're like, and he's just like, what? He doesn't know what this means.
You realize, this here is the ability to see and to speak, or sorry, not to speak, to view those anywhere in this land. And do you know who gave this to me? Sorry, guys, I hadn't mentioned this yet. I was going to.
What? Okay, so who are you serving? Both of you?
Well, that's what I want to know what Kiril has to say, because right now you're dealing with a request from someone important. You have a choice to make.
I've made my choice with our pack. Sergei is the one who will guide the werewolves to a far greater future. Under his guidance, we have already picked the strongest amongst the weak humans, added them to our ranks.
Can I interject, please?
Yeah.
When he says that and says that he's serving Sergei, Tithla's going to shoot 2 arrows directly into him.
Yep. Could see that coming.
Yeah. Tithla, make the attack.
Tom's long-suffering face.
Well, it's not a bad way. It's not a bad way for this to pan out, really.
To be fair, you separated him from the rest of the werewolves. You've now set up a little spot that you can get a front line in. You're no longer divided. This was still a really, really good call to get you guys out of trouble.
That's a 21 to
That'll hit. He's in his human form too, so yes, that hits.
And then we'll do ensnaring strike on that.
Yeah, nice.
Which is, a strength saving throw for him.
Yep. I will make that now.
Can I
That's
also
a
butt in
12.
for a quick second?
Yeah.
That's a fail.
Who out of our little group is looking the most hurt?
You.
You literally have no hit points. I know you've got... No, you have a temporary hit point maximum increase. When that goes, you go.
Yeah, you have to put a top hat on you, and that's what the only thing that has any health.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, fine. Well, then I'm using all of my lay on hands on myself then, I guess.
How much is that?
45 points.
Oh, I think you could share that. Killian might like some of those too. I think Killian's in single digits too. No?
Styx needs it, because I was going to ask if I could interject, and I'm going to Misty Step into the hallway, so if he tries to run, I'm in the way.
Okay.
If he doesn't try to run, I'm at range.
Fair enough.
But I can't grab my token for some reason. Blood is currently on top of me by the look of it.
Oh.
Better? You might have to refresh
Thank
one.
you.
There you
I'm
go.
going to teleport over here.
Oh.
Alrighty. I'm going to put on some more appropriate music again, because we just jumped out of the battle music, because I was like, all right,
I think I put myself underneath Blood.
Oh, indeed. Did you found yourself underneath Blood? How was it? Was it everything you hoped for?
What?
I'm really love the experience.
Lucky to be under Blood.
Oh. Hello. What are you doing underneath me?
Alrighty.
This is going to shoot a second arrow, also to 21.
Yep, that hits as well.
Executing this guy. Sweet.
2 damages. That's a
6 plus 4 is 10.
Plus magic, plus the hunter's mark is 3. 3 more. So whatever that maths into.
Yep. That's easily
Then
done. Wait, can you do Dracob Infusion? Have you resummoned Dracob?
That was it. Hunter's Mark.
Oh, apologies. Yep, I'll add that now.
Yep.
And then for the second damage, the second round damage is 10 plus 3, plus another 3 for the Hunter. Oh, no, sorry. You get Hunter's Mark again. Do you want to roll for Hunter's Mark again?
Oh, yeah. True that.
13 plus 5. Another 18. As the 2 arrows, in this sudden moment, you guys weren't really ready for this. Jonor, you're sort of stepping forward, ready to have this conversation. You watch as Tithla suddenly pulls out the bow. 2 arrows striking into Kiril. I'm going to throw us back into initiative as Killian misty steps out of there. Blood, you are the first to act. You watch as one of Tithla's... Oh, yeah?
It is restrained.
Yes,
so
I was going to say one of your arrows
advantage
launches out these series of...
Attack.
Oh, yeah, go on.
No. There's a 26.
You watch as one of Tithla's arrows, the first arrow, vines and shoots begin to grow from the ground underneath, locking Kiril in place. As he looks up, you see the spell Jonor now is broken in this moment. The spell is now asking him to act in against his safety. With Tithla now attacking, you watch as he kind of shakes himself and goes,
"What magic trickery is this?"
Blood, you're up next.
Blood scratching at his wound.
Yeah, it's a bit itchy, Blood.
Yeah. Am I able to just do a check to see what that's about?
Yes. Would you like to do a medicine or arcana check?
Hashtag vibe check.
Medicine is vibe check.
Vibe
Medicine
check.
is actually not too well. It's a +1. I shouldn't say it's not too bad because it's but it's better than the arcana. So I'm going to do medicine.
You should ask the medical genius.
I should.
Who's that?
The person with a +2 medicine.
Blood 17. Yeah, the bite. It felt fine before. You sort of felt when the werewolf first bit you, and you felt this kind of almost like a surge of something through it. This sense of almost energy moving through the bite. You dug deep. You called upon your connection to Meloran, and you felt that get pushed away. You felt that sort of effect, this magic, whatever it is, or this curse, break. But since you stood before that statue, it feels a bit different. There feels like there's a vestige of that left. You're not sure what, but there's something there. Still something there.
Does it affect me in any way emotionally?
Not yet, no.
Okay, interesting. I think Blood would still do this though. Seeing him in this weakened spot, seeing Kiril in this weakened position, Blood is going to pull out the blood spear.
Okay. Yes.
And he'll just say, "Does this mean anything to you?"
Which is Kiril looks at the spear and goes,
"No."
Bit confused in this moment.
"I'll kill you all."
"It should," he'll say, and he'll strike with the blood spear.
Alrighty. As you move up into melee range, make me an attack with your blood spear.
With advantage.
Yes, with advantage. He's restrained.
It's a good thing we were rolling with advantage.
12 for the first will not hit. 14. He's in his human form.
Hey!
It's not a miss. That is a hit.
Cool. Two-handed, so it'll be a 1d8 plus 9.
Chatter over here manifesting Tithla's continued child murder. It's quite funny.
I would have held rage that whole time, by the way,
Yeah.
which I can do as a bonus action for 10 minutes.
Yep.
So that's 13 points of piercing damage.
Plus 3 for the rage.
Yep. And I will use the feature of the spear for sap in case he does make a run. Well, yeah, doesn't really matter. That's just going to cause him to make a disadvantage. He'll do an attack again with the blood spear. And I will also... Sorry, I should have said this at the start of my turn. I will also use the branches of Meloran of the tree to help whoever is the weakest person within 30 feet of me.
Good question. Who is the weakest within 30 feet?
Is that health-wise or strength?
Health-wise.
Temporary.
Yeah.
It's temporary health.
Probably not me anymore.
Temp health wise.
Journal's standing strong.
Yeah, he'll just give 3d6 with the lowest HP is, just to give them a bit of extra health, which is probably going to be
Probably Jonor.
Yeah.
Do you get some temporary hit points, Jonor?
Would still be lower than everyone.
All right, yeah, sure.
So
I
your
can't
temporary
stack
hit
them. Yeah,
points, 3d6.
And I'll roll that for you.
Yeah, roll that now.
3d6, yep.
That'll be perfect.
Sweet.
No problemo. I know, because I know that there was a remove curse on the spear, but he just wants to, try and
Pay
shock him a little.
forwards.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The wolf still cowers in its cage. Not really sure what's going on, but not wanting to fuck with you and not wanting to do anything that would anger Kiril. Axel, you'll go next.
Okay, rushing in to join the fight. I move around Styx to get in this action here. And I make a slow attack with the Flame Tongue Trident.
You have advantage
That's
because he is restrained.
7 HP, 10 HP for
7 temp HP tone.
Jonor.
Cool, so that's a dirty 20 for the
Dirty
first
20
attack.
hits. Oh yeah.
Yep. So there's the damage.
5 piercing, 10 fire, 15 total.
So he is slowed by
Speed
10
reduced by
feet,
10
and
feet.
I'll use the shield bash feature on him as well. So that's a DC 16.
That is going to be a 21. Boom, boom, boom.
Oof. Okay, cool. And I will do a second strike against him.
Natural 1.
That's a
But you have advantage,
bad
so
roll.
you get to go.
Cool.
Get another go.
Pretty bad. Yeah,
14.
that's
He's in
14.
human form. It still hits in human form.
Ooh, awesome. All right, so second lot of damage there.
5 piercing plus 9 fire is 14 total. Mark that off. Anything
Does
else
he
on your
look-
turn, Axel?
Does he look really weak now?
Yes, he's in human form. He is being destroyed right now.
Yeah, remember he looks like Owen.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, I'm going to be honest. If I'd taken a total of, what's this, 83 points of like damage since turning into human form, yeah, I wouldn't be looking great. I think I'd be dead, personally.
I think we should test it.
does he look close to that?
Does what, sorry?
Does he look close to being dead?
Yes, he looks awful. You can see that there are cuts, slashes across his body. You can see that one of his eyes has been bruised and battered by Blood's attack. Like, one of his lungs has been pierced by the blood spear. Every time he breathes in, you hear as you look down at one of his shattered ribs. Yes, he looks very hurt.
Sorry. Can I
There you
just
go.
say as a free action, just in the moment, we kill or save for Lady Werewolf? She wanted kill, yes?
We don't know where she is. He's made his choice.
Okay.
I have one question before the end of my turn. Do I believe that this is the man responsible for taking the kids?
If it wasn't him personally, he ordered it.
Okay, I'll act and surge, and I'll make a few more attack.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so that's the first strike. I think the highest was a dirty 20.
I've lost my roll 20 connection. Let me give it a refresh. Obviously that hits. Bloody roll 20. There you go. It's down on the stream too. Fucking roll 20. Oh, is it me total? Can you guys see and hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we can hear you.
just double checking.
No, you're
'Cause,
all good.
Last time I saw this, it was everything that went down. Aussie internet, right? Yeah, Dirty 20 definitely hits. Roll me some damage.
You say that, mine just come up as bad as well, so I think it's just roll 20 in general.
There we go.
Yeah,
It's
I
coming
just
through.
had a server roll as well. The damage should be there.
There we go.
Well,
9 plus 11.
good.
20. Fuck. Yep.
That's huge.
Yep.
How?
Okay.
9 piercing, 11 fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
These attacks are with advantage.
second strike.
22. Already a good start. 17.
Is the good one.
Excuse me, we'll take the 22.
Sorry.
That's good.
It
Don't worry about
clicked the third time.
Don't worry.
And the damage is coming through.
That is going to be 7 and 6 is 13 more damage.
I'm just checking one thing for Shield Bash.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's when you make an attack as part of the attack action. Because I've done Action Surge, does that count as a second?
Yes, because you're
Attack
using
action?
another action and you're doing another attack
Cool.
as part of the action. Yes.
I am going to end the turn after just stab into him.
Yep.
And I'm just going to essentially, pin the trident under my head and double hand smash him across the face with the shield. Can I get another strength saving
19 on the strength saving throw.
Yeah, that's fun though. My shield breaks across the front of him and a big chunk of his face moves through the shield and doesn't knock him down. That's the
Alrighty,
end of my turn.
Killian. I mean, Eldritch Blast.
Being as he's restrained,
Yes. Yes.
I will cast Hex on him and give him disadvantage on strength.
Yep.
Wow.
And then and then the pistol, the divine pistol comes out.
Yep.
Brief memory of Luther comes through, and I fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at him.
Roll to hit and roll some damage.
That's a 12 on the first one. Can I? No, that's a bonus action, don't worry. 12 on the first one, 22 on the second one.
12 misses, 22 hits. That's 10 points of force damage.
And then I add an additional d6 as well
Oh,
for another 4.
How do you want to do this?
Shit.
Nice.
let's go.
I walk up to him as I do this. I fire the first shot and it misses.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I walk up to him, and there's this conversation going around of do we kill him, do we not? And I can see Tithla's reaction to all of this, and the stone, lack of emotion from Tithla at the moment.
There's a coldness there. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I walk up to him, I put the pistol in his mouth up to the top of the ridge, and I go, "You took the children and then used them as scapegoats. You don't get to survive." Bang!
Technically, I should make you roll this. I'm kidding. as you move up, put the pistol of light in his mouth, and you watch as the head jerks back. You watch as the body falls, the back of the head blowing out with this radiant energy. Force energy, actually,
Get
blowing
really
out.
graphic with it, as
boy.
it's like a slow motion death. There's the
This is getting
light from the
demonetized.
radiant light comes out of his eyes, and out of his nose, and then out of the back of his head, followed by blood that just.
You watch as the body just drops and
Would it
falls
still be held up by the?
by the vines. Yeah. In that case, you watch as the head just drops back in that moment as the wall behind splatters with blood and brain material.
Wow.
And in that moment, as the head lolls back, you've done it. Kiril is defeated, killed. Despite your promise to Zuleika to leave him for her, you did what you had to do to take him out. You knew that you had to. And then you watch as the body twitches and the head slowly lifts up. You can see the eye sockets. One of the eyes is hanging out from the force damage that blew this body apart. The brain matter is gone, but you watch as the eyeballs begin to glow with purple light. And as you look at the corpse hovering there in position, still held up by these vines and by these brambles that Tithla has summoned.
Well. You lot are ruthless, aren't you?
That is where we're going to wrap up for tonight.
It's gonna whack-a-mole that fucker. That's cool.
I already knew Styx is going to be like, huh.
Yeah, are we still in initiative? Because I'm attacking right now.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Very, very nicely done. That was a very well-timed suggestion to change the tide of that battle. That could have been very, very different. Holy
Jonor
shit.
for the MVP right there.
That was very nicely
huge.
done. We are going to have to wrap up there. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will see you all tomorrow night for Avatar Legends, Wednesday night for Return of the Giants, and tomorrow, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for more Baldur's Gate 3. Get excited. I am very excited. It's going to be loads and loads of fun. Tonight, though, that is all we have time for. We are going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel. We are going to go and raid. Josh, you've got RollTogether RPG up tonight. Yeah, you go. There we are. Episode 7 of Soul Survivors. Let's go and raid that. You bring it across. That should be loading in now. We will go and raid you right now. So if you've not had enough of Josh tonight, you can go catch him. I was going to say live, but you can go catch him rerun as I bring across the raid at RollTogether RPG. Rerun.
Wait, does Josh stream D&D?
Yes, you might not have.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that new?
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, stay well. See you guys all again soon. Farewell.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.